Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Field Podcast.
What is up, guys?
Episode number 36.
See you right there.
And we are just going to do one around the horn. I was going to do none because I was just like, let's just get into all the other stuff. But we have the news on over here. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are taking over the country.
Random couple, and I've already seen like numerous amount of memes on it.
All the Swifties swear they're healing the country. They're like, all these hardcore football boys and all the female Swifties are one now.
Not even that. The car guys are now in it because Travis Kelce was spotted in the drop top with Taylor at night, randomly just cruising the highway.
And don't forget, Tony T's over there.
Tony
Todd.
How you doing, man?
I'm just here kicking back, being black.
All right.
And I didn't even know who Taylor Swift was until they, I don't know. That's not my generation. So
You say you're not the bigger Swiftie yourself?
I don't know. What's a Swiftie?
Swiftie is a Taylor fan or Taylor Swift fan.
I couldn't tell you one song Taylor Swift sings, bro.
Well, that's not the most important news of this episode. We're all pretty damn tired, and I'm treating this podcast pretty damn lazy because we're only doing one camera setup. We normally have two when there's three people here, but screw it. We're filming late. We need to get the episode out. I'm making it easy on myself because I have a bunch of videos I need to work on. And we've all just come back from vacation.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful at that.
Tony T and I were in Texas. You were in Monaco. Welcome back, finally.
Welcome back with a new shirt.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh
he wore the rug for us today.
I ripped this off of the prince himself in the casino.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. He gave me his Ferrari and I took a shirt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony and I literally just got back from an Angel game like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. It is 3 a.m. right now, you guys. So you guys are lucky we're up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm barely surviving by a thread.
Yeah. So you better be subscribing and liking because see what we're doing out here for you. Now, yeah, so you were gone for 2 episodes. We had Gabe fill in for Disarm, and we had Captain America come and join us. But how was Monaco? What was the flight? How long?
Oh, let me give you the rundown. So, traveled all day Sunday. Mm-hmm. Sunday was from 7 a.m. till I got off a plane in France 11 a.m.
Well, didn't you lay over in New York?
I did. So we were late going there, and we were late landing at the layover.
That's the worst feeling when you have a layover, when everything gets delayed. What was your layover time? How long were you in New York?
The window was about 2.5 hours.
Oh, you're fine.
It was good. We were good, but the problem was after the layover and we got up in the sky, we landed, and Delta lost my fucking bag.
Oh.
So they lost my bag, and apparently it got stuck in New York. And for some reason, I should have brought the bag tags. Instead of rerouting it, the flights that we took, they rerouted my bag to send it all the way to Paris. And then from Paris, they sent my shit down to the south of France, which was Nice. That's where I landed in.
Yeah.
And we're at the Côte d'Azur airport waiting. None of the bags come in. I like parlay anglais my French like kind of through. And I tell the chick, I'm like, hey, I need my bag, this and that. Gave her the Airbnb directions, and we made our way. Keep in mind, the road to Monaco, dude, was like the smallest PCH road you can think of.
Wow.
I loved it. It was tight. It was think of like you're driving through Mulholland Drive.
Yeah. Did you have a driver?
We took Ubers.
Oh, okay.
Ubers around, but dude, like.
So you had ocean view the entire time.
Oh yeah, the entire time just cruising in.
Love it.
It was like half of a beachfront, and then the other half was just
so it's like
ocean.
when we took the Sprinter van home from San Francisco all the way back home.
Think of that, but nothing but villas, beach houses,
just beautiful
private communities.
Yeah, beauty.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
You told me this. Tell Tony T what you got if you bought a certain something and it came with.
So get this, I landed in Monaco during Yacht Week. Yacht Week is for
Yacht Week, like, big ass boats. And,
So the super elite, we're having this deal where if you bought let's say a $30 million euro or 30 million euro boat, you get a free beachfront villa.
Okay. How much is 30 million euro?
I got you.
I'm guessing it'll probably be about 42.
Hold on. She's got us. Alexa, how much is 30 million euro in dollars?
In dollars.
30 million euros is 31,683,001 US dollars and 1 cent.
So $31 million.
On a boat. Ladies and gentlemen, a boat.
Hey, Alexa, shut up.
Well, yeah. So I came home. I have no boat and I have no free villa.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you
How
were
was
at,
the food?
Food was amazing. Best Italian food I've ever had in my life.
Okay,
We
but-
were right on the border of Italy too.
But-
Now, did you guys leave from LAX or?
Yeah, so we went from LAX to JFK, and from JFK we flew into Nice.
Okay, so how long was the flight from JFK to Nice?
JFK to Nice, I believe, was about 9.5 hours.
and then combined with LA to New York, that's like
17
5
hour
hours. Oh,
So-
17 hours total flying.
Jesus.
Did you guys go business class, first class?
We went main plus.
Oh, so you did actually upgrade out of basic.
Yeah, no, we
Okay.
didn't stay towards like the very back or like we had the leg room. We had,
Oh, yeah,
we had
okay,
the
that's
kickback
fine.
and
then.
everything.
That's fine.
We even
Okay,
had little our little meals and everything. We got greeted with
Who'd you fly?
breakfast.
Who'd you fly?
Delta.
Hey, that's what me and Tony took to Texas.
Yeah.
No shit.
So you had a television on the back end?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys played with it, but did you guys go to the games and see like
Dude,
they
I
have Monopoly?
only watch TV.
No, we watched sports.
See, that's what you do. That's what you do when your flight is that stupidly long.
Right.
You
Yeah,
get
you
bored.
have no
you
reason
get
to.
bored of all the TV shows and movies. You're like, what else is on here?
Yeah.
Dude, I made it through like 4 movies before
Well,
we even landed.
Remember on our way to Paris, they had trivia on there, but you could connect with other people on the flight, and there were 30 of us on the flight. So we're like, we were playing one big trivia with all of us on the flight.
Well, that would help for the time to go by.
Exactly.
I think.
Oh,
Right,
dude, it was
yeah.
beautiful. I played Monopoly. I'm not kidding, for 3 hours.
My favorite people when I'm flying are people that will talk, because time flies so much faster if you're just talking and telling like stories and like, oh yeah, or venting. Just watching movies, it feels so slow.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
So did you guys Airbnb it or hotel or?
Airbnb. So I didn't know this, but Monaco, I guess, has this like deal with France where it's a straight up no borders, like seamless entry. So imagine this: say you walk down the neighborhood, maybe 2 streets, and you're in Monaco.
Oh,
wow.
You don't get stamped up. You don't do
Oh,
anything.
nice.
You just straight up walk in, and then all you see is a bunch of red and white banners with the king on it. And you
Currently still have a king?
I don't believe so. I feel like they probably made it to like a prime minister or something. I wasn't
fancier.
exactly sure, but I mean, we were there for the week. Kind of to sum up what happened with my bag, I didn't get it till Friday.
oh,
Dude, it was
And you you flew out on Sunday.
flew out Sunday, landed in
Oh
France
my
on Monday.
God.
Luckily, the guy I went with, he's a good homie of mine, and
Yeah.
he's just as fat as me. So we shared clothes throughout the whole week, and luckily we had a laundry.
how
Little
about
laundry
like
room.
toothbrush and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
The
hair?
perishables? I pretty much had to buy again.
Damn,
about
that's
again.
So
annoying.
you didn't carry anything on?
I had a couple things on me. I luckily had my suit for the wedding. I carried that with me.
No,
'cause
that's the first time we've mentioned why you went to Monaco,
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I went for a wedding. It was a good friend's wedding, and it was awesome. I met Nolan from Donut Media.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What?
I met a content creator that does everything car wise. I met him
Wow.
at the wedding, and we like.
Did you know he was going to be at the wedding?
Yeah, I had an idea he was gonna be there. I didn't think they were gonna sit me and him next to each other.
Oh. Were
So
you,
we
were you
sat-
sweating? Were you like,
I was sweating when I saw him enter the after party, because I was like, "Oh shit, I actually know who this is." And I'm kind of,
and you also applied to try and be a part of Donut Media.
I did. I made it through the first round of. They were looking for hosts. 'Cause
Right.
They do different little shows and
Okay.
whatnot. And I made it through the first round, but then after that, I didn't get the call back.
Oh, that's all right. That just means something better is on
Waiting.
its way for you.
Oh yeah, dude, you never give up. You got
Yeah.
keep on striking. Don't give up, guys. Don't be a little bitch.
Yeah, never
Keep
quit,
going.
bro.
No, don't
It was
give
a
up.
10-day total trip, right?
Yes, 10-day total trip.
So to my knowledge, a wedding is just 1 day. So unless they had a super wedding.
Oh well, no. It was a beautiful wedding, beachfront wedding. Well, not
Awesome.
beachfront, but they got married in the main like Monaco church,
Ah.
like right across from the casino. Beautiful, beautiful. The stained glass. Oh my god, it was awesome.
So what were your other 9 days like? What were you doing excursions wise?
Excursion wise, we definitely hit the beach. We were a bunch of Kens. We beached for a bit. That was beautiful. We went to the beaches in Cannes, right where they have like the film festivals and
Oh
whatnot.
yeah, Cannes Film Festival.
But
is-
like I said, we were there during Yacht Week, and Cannes had their own Yacht Week going. And to get into like the showcase and I guess the OC fair of boats would be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Each entrance fee was like 150 euros, which was, I mean, obviously when you're buying multi-million-dollar boats, it's gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
But
They're like, we know you have money.
pretty much. But after we were beaching for a while, went to some delicious restaurants right on the side. Had a bunch of oysters, mussels. Do you like seafood?
Yeah, I eat it. Yeah, I'll eat it.
You know, it's
Certain
funny. We
things.
went to a seafood restaurant and I got veal.
Veal?
Veal is delicious, by the way.
What is veal?
Veal is baby cow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's a little cruel. I mean, we don't really have it here,
Yeah.
but over there,
Well, let me ask you,
part of the norms.
how did your body feel? Did you get jet lagged here or when you came back? I mean, did you get jet lagged?
Period.
Period. Did you
Period.
get jet lagged? Period.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Because I mean, the time change itself is 9 to 12. Well, 9 hours.
Ahead.
9 hours ahead.
Yes.
So on my flight all the way there, I probably slept a total of 2 hours.
It's probably what I'm going to do on the way to Japan.
Yeah.
Probably less.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it sucked because I was jet lagged for the first
Yeah.
day and a half,
And then-
which wasn't too bad because we were keeping it light, just kind of, again, keeping in mind that my bag was gonna come in early.
Mm-hmm.
We were just walking around the city. Surprisingly, too, Monaco's very, very small. Like, I don't even think it's longer than like 4 miles, if I'm honest.
Wow.
It is like, dude, the tiniest thing. Everything is in kilometers. We walked to the train. The train.
What the
station every
fuck
time
is
we
a
wanted to go out.
kilometer?
Rock.
It's a little inside joke.
But we were, I would say, probably jet lagged for the first 2 days for sure.
And how's the weather there?
That was a question I was going to ask.
Dude, the weather, let me tell you. So right before we left, it was when it was nasty. At least here in California, for all the Cali viewers,
Yeah.
it's been humid as hell,
Here?
disgusting. Before I took off.
I was going to say, when I came back, we were missing all the nice weather.
No, that's the thing, bro. I thought I was escaping to the good weather in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
We landed in more humidity and more heat than here in SoCal. And I'm talking like that nasty
Yeah,
ass week we
sticky.
had.
Yeah.
Dude, disgusting. It was 89 in the area that we're at called Bio de Soleil, and it was a 99% chance or 99% humidity.
Ew.
So you can only imagine. I'm not kidding. Walking up the little, like, not even hill, I was already sweating.
Yeah.
Trying to get anywhere, it's uncomfortable. It's thick. You're walking through like porridge. I don't even know how to describe it, dog.
Now, were you able to buy like just random T-shirts? You know, at like not thrift shops, but they don't have anything like a Target out there, do they? Or
Oh no, it's all just kind of like supermarket, and then
Yeah.
you know, oh, we got the Gucci, we got Prada, we got all this designer stuff. So
that's-
yeah, they do it big out there. They're the most not average, I guess would say, but stores I would see a lot. Surprisingly, Nike. Nike's
Oh,
big out there.
Nike
and-
worldwide.
yeah, Nike out there.
What
But,
about did you get to live your car dreams? I know they're big on cars over there.
You know what? I tickled that little car spot of mine. We walked through a couple of spots through the Grand Prix of Monaco. Saw the famous hairpin turn. I lost my mind. That was wild to see. We saw a couple of like little F1 statues and like commemorative things. I'll send you photos so you can post it on.
Okay.
It's like a big old like bronze F1 car, just on like the side of the street.
Maybe it's a real F1 car. They just spray painted it bronze, but nobody's ever tried to get in it.
No one's ever said.
Now, could you have rent a car there or no?
So
Or they just have all luxury cars?
You were debating on doing Turo, weren't you?
I was debating on doing Turo. Turo doesn't exist out there.
Oh,
I
Turo's
think-
basically car Airbnb for people.
I was banking on it just because I know Sweater did it a couple.
He wanted to
years
do it
ago.
when we went to Paris, but we didn't.
I know he did it in Utah. He rented, I think, a slingshot or something like that. Like
Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
triangle looking motorcycle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Trash.
I was looking into renting like an old Porsche, but a lot of the rentals, even just for a day or 2 days, surprisingly, were like 4,000 euro.
Jesus.
Like it was pretty expensive, but I mean, I get it.
But
It's an old
4,000
car.
euros, you explain to the
Well, if
viewers,
we did the
what is that?
30 million euro was 31 million dollars.
It'd probably be about like 5,100 $5,100 to rent a car.
For a
Dude,
day?
yeah. Well, like over there.
for $5,100 for the day?
Well, it depends on the car that you're trying to get. Like I was trying to get something a little bougie.
Like he's not trying to get a Honda Civic. He's
No,
trying to
like,
get an old school.
Like I'm trying to drive a. Like I was trying to get my hands on a car that's probably like 150K.
Oh wow!
Like it's obviously a lot of money
So
compared
you
to.
do it big.
I actually
I
kind
was
of.
trying to.
Yeah.
I actually kind of hope somebody watching right now, when I said he's not trying to get a Honda Civic, drives a Honda Civic, and they were like, "What's wrong
Me-
with Honda Civics?"
Me,
Yeah.
the co-host with the Honda Civic.
Yeah, I love Honda Civics.
What's up with that? Nah, but
I always try to get the car with the best gas mileage.
course.
Hmm.
But it was cool. Like I said, what sucked was we wasted a full day because the service that Delta was using to deliver my bag said, "Hey, we're gonna deliver your bag on Wednesday. Be ready between 3 to 6." We had a late morning and we went out around the area, had breakfast, got coffee, whatever French people do. We smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but we wasted the whole day waiting because we were trying to connect to the courier service, but they wouldn't call us back.
Did Delta reimburse you in any way or no?
Yeah, we're working it out right now. We're working it out.
Working it out, so that means it's not going.
Which
to
means
It's
if,
probably not gonna happen.
which means if you fade out with trying to keep in touch with them, they're just gonna be like, "Okay, he gave up."
they're gonna lose
Exactly.
memory on that shit. But
Mhm.
got my back Friday. I was mad because I bought a bunch of clothes. I was dripped out. You know, I was
I'd be pissed.
heated dude, to say the least.
Well,
but
maybe I mean if you know any of your friends who have a bunch of followers or something, maybe tag Delta and just say, let them know how disappointed you were in their service.
Mhm.
Maybe something can happen. I don't know.
Never
Okay.
know.
okay. Like that.
Yeah.
We're
Go
gonna,
Karen on them.
We're gonna slander them on the off the field Instagram.
Yeah, go Karen on them.
Nah, but it was cool. Besides the beaches, we went to Italy as well.
Yeah.
Went to a little border town called Ventimiglia. I bought these little Italian sunglasses. You can smell the pasta on them.
No, the pasta. Yeah, I'm not really a glasses guy, but they look
Glasses
nice.
are
I honestly don't think I've ever seen Tony wear
No,
glasses.
that'll never happen.
That'll never.
No, that'll never. I don't have I have a weird shaped hat, dude. It's very off. It's not too often I even wear hats.
Damn, I
That's
thought
right,
today was gonna be the day.
I knew
Yeah.
somebody in high school that had an oval, brother. Yeah, an
Oval head.
like an oval.
Wow,
hat.
like that. Wow.
No
Oh,
way.
See, they look good on you.
No way, dude.
Oh
no,
my
no,
god.
they look nice on you.
They look,
Thank you.
They look
Yeah.
nice.
Solid.
Solid.
I mean,
Did you purchase
pasta.
those there?
Oh,
What?
yeah.
What?
How much are those?
That was $11 US.
Half a spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
How much was it? A full fettuccine.
That's
One
cool.
singular fettuccine.
Mm.
But apart from that, I had snails. Snails was awesome.
Snails?
You ate snails?
Yeah.
You never had snail, Tony?
I just saw him get clammy like,
no.
It's actually.
nope.
Why would I want to eat a snail?
They're garlicky.
first of
it's
all,
delicious.
Okay.
I know how much you love chicken because
Yes.
you get chicken like everywhere we go.
Yeah.
It tastes just like chicken.
No,
That's not
it
happening.
does.
No.
It
no,
does, Tony.
No.
You literally, as soon as you put it in your mouth, you're like,
I would not put it in my mouth.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
okay.
A snail?
It tastes just like chicken.
I'll let you tell it.
It does, though.
That was good. I mean,
Did you not? You just get one snail.
No. So
You-
it was a
yeah.
platter of, I want to say, like 14.
Damn.
Because they're like, though you have to remember, snails are probably about yay big, but the actual meat inside is like 1/8.
The ones I got in Paris came with 6. Oh, and don't they give you a fancy tool to
Yeah.
get the snail out?
I got that.
Oh.
I had a little butter on the side to like douse it a little bit more.
It's
No,
good.
It's
Really?
delicious.
I mean, technically, if you want to break it down, you could weird yourself out about any of the meat we eat. You're like, bro, I'm eating a feathered bird. Like
I'm eating a
if you
skinny-ass
really
chicken.
think about it, like you'll just gross yourself out more and more.
You're eating a yellow pigeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That's the little chicken nuggets.
But,
How about breakfast? Cereal?
Grapes.
breakfast? We had cereal. We had a couple crepes.
Yeah.
Not, you know what? I will say this: it is tourist friendly, but there is not as much like touristy things to do. It's very like local. It's kind of cool because it feels very homey.
How strong is our dollar there?
This dollar over there, 80 cents to the euro. So I mean, as far as like everything, it wasn't too overly overpriced, but the food can definitely get expensive. I think one dinner on just me alone was like almost 60 euros. So it was
Damn.
pretty fucking pricey. But
It's like
it was-
eating 2 meals
delicious.
at Five Guys.
No, yeah, no. At Five Guys, I'd be just a shake and fries.
So, so with your meal, what are you drinking with the meal?
So
Juice, soda?
They-
White wine.
they don't believe in giving water. They believe in drinking warm ass Coke.
Ew.
They don't have ice.
What?
And you have to specifically ask for tap water because they will keep bringing you bottles of either Pellegrino or any still water that they
Oh
have,
my God.
and they won't tell you, bro. They just keep bringing that.
And
that
it's
fucking bottle.
is it the same as it was in Paris, where they think it's rude if you tip?
No, so they're more open to tipping, but
Okay.
it's still in the sense of like you're only giving them like the change of euro that you have, so you're not paying more than like 3 or 4 in tip.
Yeah, everywhere I remember going when we were in Europe, that was like they think it's rude if you tip, and I'm like, really? Because I think restaurants actually pay their employees well
Oh yeah.
out there.
And then one thing too that I didn't know, when we went to Italy, we went too late to eat. Keep in mind, we went at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Italians, for some reason, they stop eating after 1. They stop eating after 1. They take like a 3-4 hour lunch break, and then they open up again like at 8 or 9.
That's dinner.
That's dinner. And I guess the dinner for them is like super light because they just pig out at lunch.
Huh. All
Which,
right.
You know, cool experience, but it was cool. I mean, I love the area a lot. I'd honestly go back. Monaco, though, I probably wouldn't stay in Monaco again. I would stay definitely in Cannes. A lot more of a beach vibe. It was beautiful.
And how was the Airbnb?
Airbnb was cool. It was a little studio. We had our own little kitchen. We cooked up some pasta on one of the nights. Other night, we made a bunch of like sandwiches, panini, shit like that.
I love a panini.
Was Airbnb pricey or?
A little bit for the week. It was about, I want to say $1,100.
Break that down by 7.
Wait,
Or no.
For 1 week?
How many
week.
nights? How many nights?
It was
9 nights, right?
7 nights.
So divide 1,100 by 7 is per night.
Because per person, I think we ended up paying like close to $500
For the whole trip?
for the whole trip.
Oh, that's fine.
It was
Yeah,
reasonable.
1,100
Yeah.
divided by 7 is only 157 a night.
So how many people did you?
Just me and my buddy. Me and my buddy. We
okay.
split it between the two.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, I will say this: it sounds expensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a really
that's-
expensive place.
That's cheap, bro.
But to get there and to just
Yeah.
experience it all, dude, yeah, cheap as hell.
Yeah.
I would recommend everybody do it. I would probably stay somewhere in France. Monaco, you could definitely hit on a day trip. One thing I will say, I was pretty bummed. There's not really that much nightlife. There's not really much popping off. There's no club. There's no this. There's no that. The only thing that's really there, and it's kind of crazy, is the casino is kind of just the mainstay of Monaco because a lot of people come in, but not that many people come out. not in the sense of like
What do you mean by
mafiosos
that?
or anything like that, but
Yeah,
like,
lost all
dude,
their money. They're sleep there. Huh?
no, like real shit. To get into places, you kind of have to know people.
Uh,
Because we showed up to the casino like, okay, we're a little drunk.
well, it just sounds like Tony Todd.
We showed up to
You just know
casino
people.
at like 2 a.m. and we tried getting into like the big royal, like the fancy one.
Yeah.
Tell me why we immediately got like denied, and they were like, no, you need to have a membership. Are you an exclusive member? Keep in mind, at this point, there's nothing but Rolls Royces, a couple Ferraris outside, and they're all just valeted. And I'm guessing it's people with like Amex black cards or something.
Wow.
I'm from California.
I'm on Dodger Films. Do you know who I am?
Yeah. At that point, you just turn around and just like, hey, go to sleep and wake up and get some crepes in the morning or something.
That's what I would have done. But they have the rich people casino, and then they have the normal casino. We walked immediately into the normal casino, and I won 60 euros. So I made about $70.
So you won 60. How much did you lose before you won that 60?
20.
Okay.
Okay.
So I went up positive.
Profit.
Yes, sir. But overall, besides my bags, loved it, and I honestly would do it again.
Out of 10 crepes.
Out of 10 crepes, I would give it a nice little 8.5 with the strawberry jam.
Nice.
A little bit of Nutella.
Nice. But I still think you should reach out to
Delta.
Delta. And
Best believe it. I'm gonna send a very angry letter to Mr.
A
Delta.
strongly worded letter.
Dear Mr. Delta.
Like we said, we've all been vacationing. Tony and
Tell
I.
me, bro, how was Texas for you guys?
Well, Tony and I have been back from Texas for 2 days,
yeah.
and I've barely slowed down since I got back. Before we dive into the full Texas trip, I landed back from Texas, cracked my phone in Texas, so I had to repair it when I got home from Texas. Did that, had probably an hour to head to Universal Horror Nights, did that. Then we're here today where I went to the Angel game, and we're still not done yet. Or no, I went to Monday Night Raw yesterday, then I went to the Angel game today.
He's like a roach. He's just everywhere.
Yeah,
Just
so
spread.
yeah.
All over Southern California, Austin has touched it.
We left on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So we left on Thursday. Easy flight.
So it's like what, like less than 3 hours?
Yeah.
Shit, it was like 2 hours,
Yeah.
30 minutes maybe.
And they had the
cherry.
direct TV on, and we just, it
I forgot what I had on.
I was gonna say, you guys flying Delta? Do you have T-Mobile?
Yeah, I have T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but that they were clicked up. You
Yeah.
guys got free Wi-Fi on the plane.
Yeah, we tried. Didn't really work.
Didn't really work.
Really?
But also, technology in general was not on my side on this trip. It started at the airport.
Yeah.
Have my headphones, headphones are in those little cases nowadays. Falls out of my pocket, hits the floor. And I'm like, and when I look at it on the floor, it's closed. So I'm like, okay, the case at the floor. Pick it up, put it in my pocket, get on our flight. I'm like, cool. All right, now that we're on the flight, let's pop these suckers in. We're in the air. I pop it open, gone. Nothing in there.
Oh.
So what probably happened is it probably hit the floor.
Exploded like Lego.
Headphones went flying,
Yeah.
and then it rolled and it went and closed again.
Yeah.
So those headphones are probably still under some gate seat.
Oh, you
Or-
never got them back.
No, or some cleaning guy has them.
Yeah, they're
He has
either
them
they're in a
offset
vac
right
they're in
now.
a vacuum or under
Yeah.
a gate seat at LAX. So then we land, and I'll just keep hitting the technology problems as Texas goes on.
Oh yeah.
So we land, we go immediately to our hotel, and that was put together by who was it? Tony that gave us a discount on that.
Josh Shelton, the traveling secretary.
Yes,
for
thank
the
you.
Texas Rangers.
Thank
Thank you, Josh.
thank you, Josh.
Yeah,
Stayed at the
A.
A Loft.
Yeah, we stayed at the A-Loft, literally right around the corner from the Texas Stadium and the baseball field.
Yeah.
So from our window.
Oh, I have a
hotel-
picture of it. I'll put it up.
Okay, yeah,
you can see all three stadiums: the
Yeah.
old Rangers, the
Yeah.
new Rangers, and the Cowboys.
and including Six Flags.
Oh yeah, Six Flags off to the side. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet
Yeah.
Six Flags just has like the one coaster. It's like
Oh, dude.
super.
There was.
But there was one hiccup because we arrived and looked like we were going to a Raider game. I was like, "What's going on?"
Oh,
here,
yeah.
right? We arrived at the hotel.
Well, you
it was
were
just
already
like-
suspicious because you were wondering where all the prices were so high.
Yeah.
You were like, "Why is it so high?" Like, it's just end of September baseball, and the Cowboys are on the road.
right, exactly. And
So,
it's just
go
like,
ahead.
We arrived. I was like, "Man, these Raider fans. Everyone's in silver."
Yeah.
Man, we find out Beyonce's in concert that night. when
Playing
we
at the
arrived.
Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah, right. Next, I mean, literally across the street.
Yeah.
So everyone.
And it's
Oh.
like,
decked out.
okay, I said, okay, that's cool.
The
Because
beehive was
we're,
going
'cause we're
wild.
just dropping our bags off anyway.
Yeah.
And, all pumped up. They check us in. It's great because we got an unbelievable deal on the room. Thanks, Josh, again. So, but we walk in, all of a sudden, there's just one. It's supposed to be 2 double beds?
Yeah.
Just
oh,
one.
Man, there's just one big bed, right?
You don't want to share a bed with them. Apparently, I smacked the living. piss
Oh
out
my
of them.
God, we shared a bed in Vegas to
Right.
just cheaper for everybody, and he
want
rolls over and he clotheslines me in his sleep
Apparently,
Oh,
I
so
did.
you're-
I was-
you-
I
oh,
was
you-
this,
oh,
and then I
yeah.
went.
like that
While
right
you're sleeping?
while I'm like
Apparently.
on
Oh.
the edge of falling asleep. I did not fall asleep. I woke right up. Boom.
Clearly, I had something on my mind. Then.
Yeah, that's not. That's
He
not
thought he
good.
was at like WrestleMania or
That's
something.
not good. So we set up the air mattress.
Yep. Because they gave us an air mattress because we
Yeah.
were like, we're supposed to have 2 beds, and they said, okay, well, once all these the Beyonce people literally checked out the next morning.
Yeah.
So they're like, once they all flow out, we'll switch you to a 2 bed.
Okay.
And so we get the air mattress, and at first, I'm like, it's not gonna stay inflated because I kept hearing it going, tss, and I'm like, what the hell? But then I figured out the lock, and I got it to stop hissing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it should stay inflated now. And I don't know if it's because I'm a big guy that it just didn't support my weight.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like the biggest guy in the world. I mean, I'm not the skinniest either. And it would just over probably like 40 minutes be fully inflated to
Yeah.
down to the floor.
Bro started sleeping on
Right.
the
And then
football.
at some point, I'm just like, I don't know what time. it
After
was.
2 or 3 reinflations.
Yeah, I'm like, Austin, just get over on that side of the bed, bro. 'Cause I'll be up in 10 minutes anyway. So I just got up and went downstairs and just, walked around but we skipped a part though because we went upstairs, dropped our bags off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we headed to.
No, I guess.
We
go
skipped.
ahead.
We dropped our bags off, and we went to Frisco, Texas to
It's
visit.
like 40 minutes away from,
my friend Tori Hunter.
Right on.
just the mentor of Mike
Yeah,
Trout.
I dropped. But
Little-
that's what we
little
did.
name
It was
drop.
just
Yeah.
because we wanted to try his barbecue spot.
Tender Smokehouse.
And Austin
Shout
and
out.
I, we were like, and we told each other, well, we're gonna keep it real with Tori. If it sucks, we're gonna tell him it sucks.
But
I mean, you gotta let
also,
them know you can't.
Huh?
also at his place, we met up with Taka, which a lot of the viewers know.
Yeah,
Really?
And we were
Yeah.
lucky enough to, because he was going to leave for California, but we were lucky enough to where he was spending that last night where we were there still in Texas, and then he was leaving the next morning.
yeah.
So we were barely crossed over, and we had dinner at Tender Smokehouse, Tory Hunter's barbecue spot.
Yeah.
How'd you
It was great.
How was it meeting Taka?
Well, Taco's a nice guy. I wish he
Yeah.
could have stayed longer. But
Yeah.
he was, like you said, he's coming to California,
Yeah.
and he actually finished his food before we did.
Yeah.
Right?
It was,
Yeah.
dude, it was so, the bread
yeah.
was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
The, like, barbecue's got to be juicy, and, like, obviously the barbecue sauce amplified it, but
yeah.
just the meat, how it was cooked alone was great. And I went to 3 supposed like amazing spots in Kansas City, and the only one that even held it close to Tori's place was Arthur Bryant's
Yeah.
from Kansas City.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about Tori's place, there's no photos of Tori in the place.
Oh yeah, you would have no idea that Tori is a part of it.
Super low key.
Oh yeah, there's one
You-
employee. Well, first one of the employees.
I was about to
recognized
tell that
Austin.
story. Well,
They
this is how it
recognized
happened.
Austin, and it was like, wait a second.
There,
He like freaked out.
there were 2.
Yeah.
So I had already ordered, and nothing was said. And then when Taka came in, he turned to me, and Taka, he knows English, but sometimes he needs a little help. So he turned to me and he was like, "Spidey," and then the cashier was like, "I knew it."
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Yeah, he just freaked out. Freaked out.
and then I was like, "Oh, you watched the videos?" He's like, "Yeah." And then so they'll be in, it'll probably maybe be up when this podcast goes up, but you guys will see who we're talking about. And he had a funnier story once he got comfortable talking to us. He told Tony, and then Tony came over and was like, "You got to tell that again." And then I was like, "Oh," and I get the camera, and he's like, "No, not on camera, not on camera. Tori will fire me." And I'm like,
and I'm
I
like,
can't-
Tori's not firing.
and then
you,
I
man.
turned to Tony, and I'm like, "Is it that bad?" And he's like, "It's not even bad."
Yeah.
And-
It was actually, it was a great story to hear. It just,
Yeah.
because Tori, like, and I've always been telling Austin, I said, "Hey man, this guy's the nicest guy in baseball.
He's so
The
nice.
nicest guy in baseball. Him and his wife, the entire family is just. I have so much respect for him, man, because he's from Arkansas, and the career that he had is just like he looks out for others like no other. I mean,
He's
and
the definition of when you meet one of your heroes and you want them to be exactly how you think they are. That's how he is.
that's how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
And then we drove to Frisco, and we went to this thing. It's called Open Mic.
Well, even before that, the story of the cashier.
Oh,
He
yeah,
tells
finish that
Tony,
story.
and then he's like, "Okay, fine." And I was like, "If it's really that bad, I'll delete it. Like, I don't have to include it in the video."
Right.
And then he's like, "So when I first started working here, I think day 2 or the day of his first day, he met Tory Hunter, but he didn't put it together
Right.
that he's Tory Hunter, the MLB player."
Yeah.
And so he
No idea.
said that day where he met us, he finally connected the dots that
Yeah.
that's Tory Hunter, Minnesota Twins, Angels, Tigers, Tory Hunter.
All star.
And he's like,
Gold glove.
wait a minute, that Tory Hunter?
Yeah. So
And-
he tells Austin that story on camera.
Yeah.
It was epic.
Yeah. And then, like Tony said, we went to this place called Maker's Gym. And this whole time, Tony keeps saying, yeah, Tori's telling him we're having an open mic night. And so I'm like, okay, it's not like a real gym, right? But then at the barbecue place, the lady, when we said that, was like, oh, yeah, the gym. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, so it's like a gym, like lifting weights and stuff. And then, but just by the name of it, I was like, it doesn't sound like a lift weights, get on the
Maker's
treadmill
Gym,
gym,
right?
Maker's
yeah.
Gym.
Honestly, that sounds like a baking academy.
So I mean, so we get there, we go to the second floor, and we're trying to figure out where it is because it's like low key. It's like a private, like if you know Tori, you're invited thing.
Right.
And so we hear like the boom, 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 boom on the second floor, and we're like, I think it's on the second floor.
Yeah.
And we walk in, they got like desk people. They're like, and
Hey.
you're here for?
And I just mentioned Tori. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And they let
we're
us in. I think there was a charge, but
yeah. They're like, we're friends with Tory Hunter. And
yeah.
we walk around, and then there he is, says hi to Tony T. What's
Yeah.
up, bro? And
Yeah.
then He's like, this is Austin, and
Yeah,
I
then
was like, you hyped him up, right?
Oh,
Always.
dude,
hype
I
up
mean,
all my
I
friends.
I was
you
I was
hyped
gonna
him up.
tell him eventually
I
that
hype up all my
huge
friends.
huge
Come on.
Angels fan,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
Tony beat me to the punch. He's like, that's the biggest Angels fan you'll meet right there.
Yeah, yeah.
And
then they
then-
hit it off.
Oh, dude, he
Really?
straight up was like,
Yeah.
that's right, and he dapped and brought me in, and then he's like, then like to hear like stories that you would never know unless you talk to these guys,
Yeah.
like, cause I was like, dude, you were the center fielder before Trout, you were my guy.
God, that must
And I was like,
that must
you-
have been surreal.
I was
bro,
like,
seeing him.
you mentored Trout.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I wanted to get out of center field for a while.
Yeah.
I wanted to move. And then, so he was talking to me. He's like, if you remember, Trout started in left. And I was like, I do remember for like the first year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, yeah, so Trout was over there. But before that, before Trout was Trout and he was up with us, there was Borges. You remember Borges? And I'm like, yeah, I remember Peter. And then he's like, yeah, I really wanted to get out of center field. I didn't want to play in center anymore. I'm getting older. I wanted to play a corner outfield. I wanted to move to like right field. And then he's like, I thought Borges was ready. And the club, they were like, nah, he's not ready. And he's like, no, I don't care. He's ready. I'm ready to move to right field.
Yeah.
So I don't think that ever ended up happening. I think they kept him in center, and then
Yeah.
Trout thankfully became good enough to where they moved Torrey to right, and they put Trout in center.
And
Uh,
this place was amazing because every performer there was good, right, Austin?
Well, let me tell you what the place is. So he called it a co-creation space.
Co-creation.
Basically, it was like a super studio for
Yeah.
everything,
For everything.
like
Really?
podcasts,
Yeah.
photo shoots, product photo shoots, recording
Commercials.
studios, brainstorming rooms.
We're talking white drops,
Editing,
blue
yes,
drops.
huge
Anything
ones.
you wanted to
Huge
do,
ones.
you can do
editing
at
rooms,
that
Shit.
place. And he
uh,
gave us a tour, and it was every room was amazing. It kept
computer
moving.
labs,
Yes.
everything. You have your own little like sensor that it's like one of those ones that has like a line that you have on your hip,
Yeah.
unlocks like lockers for your stuff, and you use like credits to rent out the rooms for a
Yeah.
full year and stuff like that.
Damn.
And then he's like, yeah, man, I mean, that's how this world is moving. At the end of the day, we all create. We're meant to create.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I was, first of all, in awe meeting Torrey Hunter. Second of all, I was like, dude, this is a whole place of what I do.
Yeah.
Like, that's even cooler than me, that you're doing it.
Not even that. The fact that, well, that's a big part of it that he's
Yeah.
doing it. And second of all, he's getting everybody in the area the shot, the
Oh,
opportunity.
yeah,
well,
the
just,
opportunity, of course.
just,
Like, yeah.
just keep
Do it,
listening.
like,
Yeah.
He takes us into not the biggest studio, but one of the bigger photo studios.
Mhm.
yeah.
And he's like, let me turn off the lights. So he turns out the lights so you can see like the city of Frisco. And he's like, yeah, that's my construction company down there. We bought all those condos out there and we are turning them around.
Yeah.
We're going to build a courtyard over here for like one of our new tender smokehouses and blah, blah, blah. And he keeps like pointing for blocks and blocks. And I'm like, dude, you took Torreytown out of Anaheim and
Yeah.
you made it Frisco.
Yeah. He's like the Tyler Perry of Frisco.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It was just, and I was so proud of him, man. It's just, because I've been knowing Torrey. He's the rookie.
Yeah.
He's a rookie, and he's just such a great guy. His family's awesome, and Austin and I, we were just like our mouths were like we were in awe. I was,
Yeah.
to see a former athlete doing so well.
And same with that. You would have no idea he's involved with it.
Yeah,
Like he doesn't need the recognition. He doesn't
No.
need his name. Torrey Hunter's Maker's Gym.
I was
It's
gonna
just
say,
Maker's Gym.
He sounds like just the most genuine, like humble
Oh yeah.
yes,
person.
Yeah.
yes.
Even
to
when
do all of that, and for your own worker to not even know like that's you is
Right.
wild. Because you go anywhere else,
Yeah.
it's people trying to plaster their own face, people
Yeah.
world famous or
Yep.
trying to do
Yeah.
this, trying to do that. And it's
Not
like,
one
no.
photo of him inside that.
not
place.
his name attached to any of it, like Torrey Hunter's Tender Smokehouse.
Yeah.
No, it's just
No.
Tender Smokehouse.
Yeah.
They would have no idea. And then I interviewed him for probably like a solid 5 minutes, and very nice guy, and he gave me his contacts to stay in touch. So
Mhm.
Nice.
love that. And that was the end of the night over at Makers. And I think we just went straight back to the hotel
Yeah,
and
straight back
knocked
to the
out.
hotel. Knocked out. Woke up the
Then
next
the
morning.
next day we went to Waffle House.
Had to go get some Waffle House.
Yes.
Waffle House. I've always wanted to go.
Yes, and
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think about going to it in Texas. In my mind, it's more like Mississippi East. Like I don't think of it as like in the central. And so I was like, oh, there is Waffle House out here.
And I
So-
was like, I wish we had it here in California. But
I did,
there's no
yeah.
Waffle
I
House
wish.
here.
I love their blueberry waffle. It's so good. And then what happened here. If anything bad would have happened, Tony probably would have strangled me.
What the hell happened?
We eat at the Waffle House and everything, and then I'll just say, you get stuck in your habits when you have gotten accustomed to something. So I've been driving my Tesla for 2 years now, right?
Okay.
And so we're leaving, and I'm patting my pockets, and I'm like, Tony, do you have the keys? And then he's like, No, you should. You drove,
You're
and I'm like,
driving.
and then I was like, I don't think they were on the table. And then I get closer to our car outside, and I just hear,
Car's still running.
car's
bro.
still running.
My
the entire.
bag's in there. Now, if we were in Oakland, that thing would have been gone.
No, that thing would have stayed there because people know it's like, oh, it's a bait car. I'm not gonna touch
A
it. It's
bait car. Like,
No, not in Oakland. They don't care. I don't know
So-
if you've been watching. Watch what's been going on in Oakland. They just crack the window, grab the bag, and out. So the car's still running.
So for like an hour,
Yeah.
I left the car.
Well, you know what? The car got a good work. The car put some work in.
You know what I was doing? I was warming it up.
Yeah, it was definitely warm.
So yeah, then after that, we went straight to the Rangers, and that obviously was set up amazingly because Tony knows Neil Lieberman and Amy Lieberman,
Yeah.
owner and owner's wife of the Texas Rangers. So I mean, we were like super hooked up for that.
It's not
Again,
your first time going to the new stadium, right?
No, I
he
actually
was.
went when the Dodgers won the World Series.
Yeah.
Neil had invited me out.
And how many
And-
people were in that nice suite you were in there?
Just Ross, Mark, and I. My
Yeah.
buddy Ross. It's just Ross and I in the suite
For a World
for
Series.
a World Series.
Damn.
Just him and I, and it was so awesome, man. And
Mm.
then
Did you go for multiple games, or were you just there for the clincher
the
game?
clincher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there for the clincher. And
You just waited till they got to 3 wins, and you're like, okay, we have to be at the next one.
no, Ross, Neil would have said, hey, he called me. He's like, why aren't you here? I don't have a ticket, Neil. He's like, well, I got you. You got me. I was like, all right. I said, well, I'm
Let's
coming
go.
with my friend. And so I called my buddy Ross, and he's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Then we got the hookup at the hotel at the Aloft,
Same place. We
same
stayed.
place, and the hotel was cheaper
No.
In the
for
World Series.
than it was when
We went.
Austin and I stayed there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it wasn't. The price was great,
Yeah.
and it was just, man. Like I always tell people, man, I have so many great friends.
Mm.
Seriously, I have the best friends, man. And to be at that stadium to watch, I'm a Dodger fan, so to watch my team win the World Series in person,
Electrifying.
unbelievable.
That was-
Unbelievable. And for us to go back the second time and just like literally, only thing they didn't have, because it would have been great, because Austin and I both wanted to ride those scooters.
Oh yeah.
Right? That would've been perfect.
There's no.
I've pretty much
electric scooters?
brainwashed everybody I know that when you're traveling,
Yeah.
scooters are the best way.
Yeah.
And yet none. I didn't even see one.
No.
No shit.
No.
And so scooter, you can't get around Dallas, Arlington area with scooters.
Yeah.
Is that just like a law they put in?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
They have
We were-
nothing
we were
there.
just- I was thinking like,
That was the only going back to the Rangers. That was the only unfortunate thing is I would have loved to meet Neil. I did not get to meet Neil, but I mean being the owner of the team during a playoff race, you're a
Yeah.
busy man.
right.
Oh yeah. You're not. You're not.
But, I'll make sure that happens.
Yeah.
It's like,
We went in, we got our things. They do wristbands for BP,
yeah.
and then we went down and. Basically, same as the Angels, you go down an elevator and then you go through the guts of the stadium and then you end up at the field.
Yeah.
We get out there and I immediately look up and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge.
Huge.
Like,
I said, does it make Angel Stadium look like a baby?
no, I think it's just because, like, I feel like dome stadiums, it feels like they have a size because there's a
Right.
roof.
Yeah. Right.
Like, you never think that at, like, Angel Stadium because it's sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and plus, I love outdoor stadiums. It just feels more baseball.
Mhm.
But I mean, the size really, you can feel the size when it's capped. So when that roof is there, you're like, damn.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's huge. And I'm trying to. Funny story that happened on the field. Tony knows from the Rangers Marcus Simeon, from the Mariners who they were playing, J.P. Crawford. And J.P. Crawford sees him and he's like, "Oh shit, Wakanda forever!" Because Tony's in Black Panther and Black Panther 2, if you guys don't know.
Yeah.
And he rolls him a ball while he's doing his fielding drills. And
from
shortstop,
deep at shortstop rolls it, and it comes right to us. Us and I were on the first base side.
yeah. So he ducks under these ropes where it's the ones that, like, if you detach them, they zip back into the pole.
Yeah.
And so he ducks under. Thanks, JP. And then he lifts his back up and it unhooks it. Barely misses his face, goes over his shoulder, and then whacks the lady behind him.
Yeah, her hit her in the lip. Her lips started looking like my lips, bro.
And then, and he gets the ball and he's like, "Had to get the ball from JP." And then I'm like,
and I had no idea.
"Yeah,
this happened.
that's what I was getting to." I was like, "Does he not know? He just whacked this lady in the face."
You're like, cool.
No,
with her?
like 20 minutes went by.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Tony.
"Yo,
Austin
do
told
you
me.
not know you hit that lady?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was filming a perfect shot of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I showed him. I'm like, "Look." And then he's like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Where is she?" And then he apologizes. He's like, "I'm so sorry." And he's like, "I'm going to get you a ball from JP signed now."
That actual ball.
Oh,
that
the
he
ball.
rolled to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to her. I said, "Well,
Yeah.
JP, I need you to sign this ball because," and he was no problem. He was. He signed it to her, and next thing you know, I mean, it was a women's club.
Yes,
was her
the
and her
Texas
friend.
Rangers Women's
Yeah,
Club. There
women's
were
club.
four women down there.
Yeah, and they were great. They were all great.
Yeah. And then the second person ever to acknowledge Tony saying prom date taking a picture happened. So the first one was Brett Phillips early in the year because Tony, whenever he takes a picture, goes 1, 2, 3, prom date.
Yeah, and everyone laughs.
Usually they chuckle or they just ignore it. They're just like,
Whatever.
And the first person was Brett Phillips, who was like, "Oh, prom date? Okay." And then he was like, "We got to do it like a prom date then." And then he held Tony like he was his date. And then, so everybody else we've ever taken pictures with just never really reacts to it.
Yeah.
Bruce Bochy, Hall of Fame manager, when he calls it all. I took a picture with him. Tony goes, 1, 2, 3, prom date. He slowly walks away and he's like, "It's my first prom."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Nah, come on, man. You were the most popular guy in school." And then he's like, "No, I had braces." And Tony's like, "Me too."
I had a Jerry curl.
Yeah. So it goes down in the books as the second athlete we've ever had acknowledge the prom date quote from Tony. And then after that, I made it a mission to find just one person wearing a cowboy hat. And so we finished BP.
I'm guessing it wasn't hard.
It took
It took a
till
while,
almost the game starting.
Yeah.
And then so we finished BP, we go back up, and then some friends that we met here in Anaheim, fan of the videos, were in right field. So we're like, "Oh, we'll go meet up with them." So we go over there, and then we're walking down, and I see a guy with a cowboy hat sitting, and he's like my age, and I'm like, I was like, "Hey man, come here." And I was like, "You want to be in this video? We've been looking. I do YouTube. We've been looking for a guy with a cowboy hat." He's like, "Sure." And then,
I was gonna say Frisco. Well, the
well, no,
area
this is
where-
in Arlington. Only Tory stuff was in Frisco.
Yeah.
Arlington. Is it way farther down south,
I think
In Texas?
I have no
Or
idea.
is
Is it
it-
the bottom of
or
Texas?
is it right in the middle? Like,
I have no idea. I know it's like 15. It's only like 15 minutes from actual like Dallas.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes. Close.
I think it is like southern Texas.
Yeah.
And then so we get there and we see our friends that we met here in Anaheim who live in Texas, and then I talked to him, and then some other people that like heard me talking were like, "Oh, you're Austin, you're Spidey," and they actually remembered Tony from some random game. They said they met you on like the third deck, like in Texas one time.
These guys, they created this
Corey's Corner,
Corey's Corner.
Corey Seeker,
And his site on Instagram he has
Rangers.nation, I believe.
Yeah, Rangers Nation.
Yeah,
I believe it's Rangers Nation.
yeah,
And when I was here before, I met those guys and we took a photo outside the Nolan Ryan statue. And then when I came back, they're like, "Hey, Tony, what's up, man?" They're great guys. great guys.
Mm.
And I hit it off with them, and then
And they're younger than me. They're probably like 22.
Yeah,
maybe.
we're walking down. They just called my name out.
They're like, Tony, you remember
I
me?
was like, hey, you remember? Hey, what's up, you guys? So we started talking. Next thing you know,
Yeah. And so they explain how Corey's Corner started. It's section 133. I think I'm getting that right. And it's like they're like right before the center field batter's eye. It's the last section in right field. And from first row to top row is just people. They're like, we're the rowdiest, craziest place in this stadium. And funny enough, we're still sitting in like the Corey's Corner area when the game started because our friends were out there. And Corey Seager homered while we were out there. And they're going nuts. They're like, yeah, yeah. And they have shirts that says like Corey's Corner and everything. We met the founders. They're like, yeah, I started it. He also started it over there. And like, we're growing. We're Corey's Corner.
Yeah.
And so
Rangers Nation. On Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a very large following.
Like 61,000, right?
62,000.
Oh, they've been growing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, man. The Rangers, when their team's playing good, those fans show up. So they were cool. And then we had our seats that were in the family and friends section at the ballpark, which is like the middle concourse. And I think we were probably like middle of the way down the first base line. And we ended up moving over there and sat there till about the 5th inning.
Yeah.
And then A.B. Liebman, the owner's wife of the Texas Rangers, texts Tony, and she's like, why aren't you down here? Come in our seats. Come on. And her seats are front row, behind home plate,
Like bottom.
roped off, have to be led in there by a special person, which is also a great guy we met on this trip, Blake.
Blake,
Blake, we love you.
He's like the team cop for the Rangers. He makes sure everybody's safe. He makes sure he gets what they need done.
Yes.
And he takes care of them, basically. And then so she's like, Blake's going to meet you guys at the top of your section. And so we go up there, and I'm like looking for him, and then he's just like hovering behind Tony, and he's like, we ready? And then he's like, my God. So he takes us down, and I think we went through the player and management parking garage. I'm almost positive.
Underground.
Yeah, it was like its own hidden parking garage. I'm like, this has to be where the players park. And then takes us through a tunnel. We end up behind home plate, and then there's 2 rows of like 5 seats. And then there's like this red rope, and he's like, just step over. I just got to tell the security that you guys are going to be sitting here, and you're good. Yeah. And then, we sat there from the 5th to the end of the game. Amy came up, introduced herself. Very nice. Amy sat with us for the remainder of the game. And me and Tony kind of talked about this because she is the owner's wife. This guy's yawning like a maniac looking at me. I'm sure a lot of people assume like she's like just I'm rich, blah, blah, blah. She's the total opposite of that. Friendly, cares about how everyone's doing and everything, and wants to share it all with others. And I mean, just look, me and Tony were right there front row to watch that game, and it was amazing. And then they won that game. They, like we've said, this is a heated playoff race between them, the Mariners, who they were playing, and the Astros to determine the AL West and one of the last wild card spots. One of those teams is going to have to go home. Hopefully the Astros.
Yeah.
And so they won that game. And when they homer, because whenever I go to a new stadium, that's what I want to know. I'm like, what happens when the team homers? What's the thing here? So their roof has horizontal fireworks. They go and then it's like a cannon. It's like a Western gunshot, like from the roof, and you're like, damn.
Dude, what?
And and then Aroldis Chapman pitched both games we went to, and he has his own little entrance, like the lights, like shutter, I guess. They like just go across the stadium. Yeah. That was dope, and that game they won more handily, I would say. Yeah. They had their rookie homered, Evan something. I forgot.
No, it's not.
Evan Parker, I think. And, or is it Carter? I don't know. And Corey homered, and they won that game no problem. And then we go, did anything happen before the second game? did we just go or even after the night of the? I think we just went back to the hotel.
No, we stopped off at
That
that live place.
Yeah, Texas Live. It's kind
And
of
we
like
were looking for something to eat and stopped at this place, and they shut everything down early, like 9:30. Food wise.
Damn,
kitchen.
But this place is amazing. I mean, they got these
Yeah.
TV screens there. You walk around.
It's like if you were to take the block, I guess, and put it right next to the stadium.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kind of like the Battery in Atlanta.
yeah.
It's like its own little like hot spot, like right outside the stadium.
I was gonna say pretty much like a Wrigleyville. It's
Yeah,
a bunch of stuff all
Wrigleyville's
around it.
another good example.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah. And then so we hit that, and it's almost like the sports book, like just huge TV with like all kinds of games.
Yeah, and
Like-
loud music going on.
Yeah, like I think that night they had like all games from all over the MLB,
Yeah.
just like, and then they have one big TV focused on one game that I don't remember what they were playing.
Yeah.
Then I went back to the hotel, and then did we do anything before the second game, or did we just
No, we went to breakfast.
we
At
went
that place
oh
that you
yeah.
suggested,
And
'cause
you
I
were-
wanted to go back to the Waffle House because I'm like,
I like to
I
mix
know
it
what
up
I'm
when I'm
getting.
on vacation.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
to
to mix
try
it up.
different places.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
like, what do
yeah.
you got out here?
Of course.
So
I'm
I
always
pick up-
looking at the menu like, okay, hopefully they have some kind of chicken or turkey or whatever I can eat.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, then
So he's like, you better be right.
I see.
You
yeah.
better be. Oh, and the technology problems. End of that first night, I'm filming the outro. I have my camera set up on this blanket, and then I have my phone leaning on it like this
Yeah.
with my flashlight on, and then it goes and it falls and it
Yeah.
hits. I'll put the picture in the video version of this. Hits this like hardest metal titanium base of the table that I've ever seen, perfectly where the phone case is not protecting. Cracks it right here and goes. And you know how when you ever had that phone crack where it looks so small, but it hasn't fully developed, so it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, sick. And then the bottom of the screen from like here down just kept glitching. It was just like green. It would go dark.
Did any of it like fall off?
No,
No.
no,
That's good.
yeah. And then, so I was pissed off about that.
Shit.
Then we went to breakfast, which Tony ended up loving.
Yeah, it was
Pioneer Restaurant or something like that.
It's a family-owned business. That's
40
been there
years.
for over 40 years. Well,
Mm.
40 years exactly.
Yeah.
And the food was great.
Yeah.
I was like, this okay.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, when we pulled up there, I didn't have a lot of faith just on the look of it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Mm.
Tony might roast me for this one.
Yeah, I was like, no, but when you, like you said, I don't judge. Never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Because when I walked in there, I was like, that's a bunch of people here.
I said hole in the walls are the best spots.
Yeah, I said there's a bunch of people in here, and the food and the portions were very hefty, very
Oh,
hefty,
something like
man.
that,
It
but-
was great.
We
I was
both
like-
had some great
so I had to give
omelets.
Austin a high five on that one. I was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Good
got the
spot.
name of the place, but
I think it was Pioneer something.
yeah,
Just look a Pioneer in the Arlington area and it'll come up. And then, I believe we went straight to the game after that. I don't think we did anything in between.
I was gonna say, did you guys do two or three
we
games?
didn't. No, we didn't go to the game. We left there to go to Lids because I wanted to get a Texas
Oh, yeah.
Rangers hat
And Dairy Queen.
and Dairy Queen. I have not had a Blizzard. What's it called? A Blizzard?
Blizzard.
I haven't had one of those since I was probably 18.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
We got Dairy Queen's here.
Not
Yeah, but
my
you see a
area.
Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, Dairy Queen sounds pretty good right now.
Right. This is right after breakfast. Too.
Yeah.
It was
It was
just like we had
perfect.
to get something to wash it down, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
And-
myself a Reese's Blizzard. He had an Oreo
I had
Blizzard.
an Oreo Blizzard. Guy did like this.
Yep.
It was like, all right, it's good.
Oh yeah, I had to tell him that. I was like,
Hold it more. Hold it.
Yeah.
no, I had to tell him if it falls out, they give you a free one.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. If it doesn't work and it plops down, then you get another one. And then I went to that Lids, and then that was it. We went to the second game, got on the field again. Amazing experience again, obviously.
Yeah.
Any homers
And-
through BP?
We didn't.
And-
You
No,
guys didn't
no, dude. When we're on the field, we
No.
spend all our time on the field.
On
We
the
don't go
field.
out there and
Yeah.
catch in the seats and everything.
Gotcha.
And then I don't think anything really crazy or funny happened the second day. I mean, it was, obviously a cool experience, but I can't remember anything that really stand out on
No.
the second day.
Well, something did stand out, and I was talking, let it go, Tony.
Huh?
So we were leaving because the night before, we were looking for some chicken wings. Well, I was looking for some chicken wings.
Oh, at that life place.
Well, that was way after. I was just talking about after BP.
No, I'm talking about after the game.
Yeah,
We
I know,
left.
but we're excluding the whole game.
Oh, okay. Well, he
so,
just asked you.
so no, I was just talking about after BP.
Okay.
And so after BP ends, I always buy a souvenir from the
Yeah.
stores and everything. Best managed team store I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge. It was the main team store, so
Yeah.
huge. Tons of people, only letting like numbers in at a time.
Mhm.
And I'm like, God, this is gonna take forever. And then I find exactly what I always get from every stadium: ball, bat, sticker, all in the same vicinity, pretty much. Get in line. It flies by like that because for once, a place in 2023 with 13 registers had all 13 registers open,
Wow.
not just
Beautiful.
2.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So the line flew by. I think it took me like 5 minutes to do that. Then I went back. Tony and I are going back to those family and friend seats, and there's 2 girls sitting in our seats. They're like, "Oh, we were just sitting here." And then Tony's like, "No, it's okay. We'll move up a couple rows." And then they're like, "Are you sure? No, we'll move in." And then he's like, "No, it's fine." And then I'm looking at what she is eating. And I'm like, "Where'd you get that?"
Oh.
And she's like, "Oh, it's right behind us. It's right here." It was a flaming hot Cheeto pretzel.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See,
no.
no. Oh,
You bet-
yeah.
You bet I'm gonna fuck that up. Tony.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Excuse my French.
Yeah. But he
Ex-
came with this thing, and I was like,
So-
he would not tell me what he's ordering.
Oh yeah, so I tell
You
him,
didn't
I
tell
tell him, I'm like, because I always film the first inning for videos, and I'm
Yeah.
like, as soon as the first inning ends, I'm gonna go get it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but those girls
Oh.
had it, and so I go and get it. I come back and he's like, "What is that?"
It shows up, dude. It was just like this
Whole lot
big
of heartburn
pretzel.
in that thing, huh?
No,
Big
I
pretzel,
felt fine.
looked like it's just a bunch of stuff this color, right?
Yep.
This color.
Yep.
I mean, a bunch of it. And
Yeah,
I was like,
covered.
what are you eating?
And it came with nacho cheese too, bro. Oh, dude.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. It
His
was
hands,
so
dude, his
good.
hands looked like a crayon
It
box.
was so good, so worth it. Oh my God.
But he said it was great. I
It
mean,
was.
he
It
crushed
was.
it. He
Because, you know, you
crushed
got to find that. What's the trademark item at this ballpark? Obviously,
Yeah.
it's the boomstick, but I was not eating the boomstick. It's a 2-foot long hot dog. So, no thanks. I probably would have ate a quarter of that. And then, so I was like, what's the second, like, trademark item here? And I was like, you know, that is something I haven't seen at any other ballpark. I'm going to get that. And so I got that, and it was delicious. And then, yeah, they won that game too. That one a little more competitive. They had to fight a little more for that one.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, again in the 5th inning, I think earlier this time, like a little, like 4th going into the 5th, Amy again, come down to the seats, take the
Yeah.
seats, go down the seats, sat with her again. We forgot to mention we met her son the first day. Her son Andrew,
Yeah.
awesome guy,
Awesome.
probably around my age, probably a little younger.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a cool guy. He was very interested in YouTube and asking the questions about it. And
Mhm.
I love talking about it. So that was awesome. Great guy. And then, yeah, the second game, like I said, they won that game. So Tony and I have only. Oh, and at the end of. So the first night, Tony was sitting in the most right seat. So he was the easiest one to catch a ball from Tony Beasley, who
Oh, yeah.
Tony's good friends with, the third base coach for the Rangers. So he. That day, just like, you know, a little toss up to Tony,
Yeah.
and catches it. And then the second day, I'm in the most right seat, so I'm the closest to being able to catch it. And he's like looking our way again. He's like, I'm like, all right. So I have my camera in my hand, and I am ready to catch barehanded
Right.
the
He
ball.
throws and he throws a laser.
Throws a
Not-
laser, not
yeah.
not a rainbow, just
Yeah.
boom. You know, I'm like, dude. And then I hear Tony as soon as I catch it. Great catch.
Yeah, I was like, awesome, because, you know, I've been having trouble with my eye, my right eye, right? And this thing was coming. Now, if Austin did not catch that ball,
yeah.
I may be called Patchy or something right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing was coming, man.
Yeah.
So he had the camera in one hand, and he just grabs it, and I think he have it on video.
I do.
See,
I
Evan
do.
Longoria type shit. Where
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like
had
in
the
an interview and, like, he's
commercial.
like,
Oh,
Yeah.
it was
Catches that
it was the
ball.
best. It
Yeah.
was the best.
So yeah, and then yeah, it was great. The whole games were great. Tony said we were going to bring victories, and we did.
Yeah, we brought
They
victories.
they swept the Mariners
Yeah.
actually.
I'd say the
They swept
atmosphere
them.
and the vibes seemed immaculate.
Oh yeah, especially
yeah.
if you're out there in Corey's corner.
Yeah.
That's in right field. If you want all those vibes, like right center, that's where they sit.
Yeah.
Right.
So
center.
so beyond the bullpen
Old
basically,
Yeah.
and then the higher up portion. They don't sit like in the front. They sit in like the higher up part.
Yeah.
And yeah, they definitely bring the energy. And then that second game was won, and we headed out. We went to Texas Live again, and went back. We wanted to watch the USC game, and they weren't putting it on, so
No.
we missed probably like 9 minutes of the first quarter.
Huh? Of course.
And then me and Tony, big Trojans fans, and
Yeah.
MOBO, feel free to join.
Fight
No,
on.
get
Roll
out of here.
Yeah.
So
Roll
then,
Tide. Roll Tide.
another inside joke.
Yeah.
He doesn't know
What
college
inside joke?
football, but he knows those are like the most famous like sayings.
Little Miss.
No road tide.
Yeah. So we're like, you know what? They're not going to put it on, and we know we have Fox at the hotel.
Yeah.
So went back to the hotel. I think we got back first quarter, 6 minutes left. And I'm like, all right, we still got plenty of game.
Yeah.
And then we win 42-28. Tony knocked out in like the third quarter.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't like sleeping with lights, so I'm like, I'm gonna turn the TV off. He's knocked out anyway. So I grabbed the remote, I turn it off. What happened?
No.
Yeah. And I'm usually a guy. I stay up very late, man. I'm usually up late,
Yeah.
2:00. But I get up early. He'll tell you I get up
Yeah,
early. I'm
he
out.
did.
And I give people their space, let them sleep. I'll just go downstairs, walk around the hotel,
And I told him, I was like, we won. We won 42-28.
Yeah.
But then I told that to somebody when I was at Horror Nights, one of our friends. He was like, bro, you should have fucked with him. And I was like, how? You should have made the most outrageous situation.
Oh yeah.
I was like, nah, dude, we went
I'm
to.
not falling with
I
that.
should have been like, dude, we went to triple overtime.
Yeah, no,
like,
no, I didn't know that. No, the way they were playing, they're not going to triple overtime.
You missed it, bro. It was tied, and the power just went out.
yeah, the whole
no.
stadium went out.
If it was a better team,
And then there was an earthquake. The stadium split into two.
Yeah, no. If it was a better team, I would have been like, oh, okay. But they were playing Arizona State.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they were just. It was gonna be a bloodbath.
It's
Yeah,
Arizona
I
State.
mean, we blew them out.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have given up 28 points, but
No,
we,
not
we-
at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
But
How good is USC looking this year?
Well, SC's going to be good, but we have a little problem with our defense.
defense?
you know.
Yeah,
But
They give
offense, we're going to score some points.
that's
man.
why
It's
we're
just-
fine because our offense is crazy and they're always
Yeah.
going to score. But
Yeah.
the defense, if they could just chill on some of the points they give up to
Yeah.
some lower school teams, then we'd feel extremely dominant.
Now,
Like-
correct me if I'm wrong. You said that USC now have like a generational talent, don't they?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb
Caleb Williams
Oh,
is going to
yeah. Well, there's a few guys on
he-
the team.
you
that's
got-
gonna be like
you got,
outstanding. 'Cause
Brendan-
Every year, SC has a great, NFL class.
Yeah.
They're gonna have.
So
their guys,
there's going to be
but-
Caleb. There's going to be Mario Williams, a
Yeah,
receiver. There's
yeah.
going to be
And then
Brendan
number
Rice.
one in a few years.
Zachariah
Yeah,
Branch. He's a
only
freshman.
This dude
We
is-
got guys.
ridiculously baller.
I like
Ridiculous baller.
Oh yeah.
I like Austin Jones.
Yeah.
Because us Austins stick together. He's the running back. And then
He put the Austin in Texas.
oh yeah, I made that the caption on one of my pictures. Put the Austin in Texas, baby. And then I can't wait. It's gonna suck because I'm gonna miss Caleb at USC, but I
Yeah,
wish
but
him
then-
all the best
But
when he gets
SC
to
always
the
has
NFL.
backups for backups.
Oh yeah,
There's
we
gonna be-
we
it's gonna be
already got
another
that
guy.
sophomore in high school,
High school, yeah.
that is committed to USC and the
Yeah.
number one quarterback prospect.
Yeah, man.
And that's all thanks to Lincoln Riley because Lincoln Riley is great at coaching quarterbacks, our
Yeah.
head coach.
Yeah.
And they said, him and his family, we would not have even considered USC if Lincoln Riley was not your
Yeah.
head coach.
Guys follow him, man.
Yeah, literally. Caleb
Guys-
Williams literally followed him. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to USC. And I think they were Ohio State. Sorry, college football fans, if I got that wrong and you were yelling at me. And he was like, all right, then I'm going to go there too. So Caleb went to USC. And then, yeah, he's coached plenty of great guys before that. Kyler
Yeah.
Murray, Baker Mayfield, I
Yeah.
believe. Like I said, I'm freshly getting into college football, so sorry if I'm making people mad and they're like, he's wrong. Like, no. But you get what I mean. He's great at coaching quarterbacks, especially at the college level.
Yeah.
And, I'm stoked.
And then we just did that. Then the next day we woke up
Woke up, went to the airport,
to the airport, got
and
gas.
turn in our rent-a-car,
Turn in our
and
car.
then get on the shuttle to take us to the gates.
Oh yeah.
And I'm wheeling my carry-on on the bus, and I'm like, why is my back really light? I'm like, my personal item, my backpack,
Ouch.
is in the rental car
Yeah.
because I put my carry-on in the trunk, and I put the personal item in the back seat. So then I was like, you got to be kidding me. So then I'm like, Tony, I got to go back. And thank God, you would get to an airport early like you should. So I had plenty of time.
Yeah.
And so I get back on the bus. I take it back.
Well, but I get on with you. Go back.
Yeah, he was going to stay. And he's like, I should just go with
I
you.
should go with you because I'm going to be a little bit more vocal.
And so he goes. I see the guy that we literally turned the car into like 5 minutes ago. It was immediate turnaround.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we were about to get off the bus, I was like, oh shit. So we instant turnaround.
And they had a bunch of cars there.
Yeah. And so I'm like, hey, you're the guy we just talked to. I just turned in our car to you. I left my bag in the car. He's like, oh man. Well, we probably sent that to Overflow. And I'm like, the hell's Overflow?
Right.
And he's like, you got to talk to a red vest. And I'm like, you all work here. I'm like, you just had the car 5 minutes ago.
And then I get off the bus. I go walk up straight up to him. I was like, dude, where is this damn car? I need to know where this car is.
Like, it's been 5 minutes. It couldn't have gone far.
Go far. He's it's probably getting washed. Well, let's
Well,
go.
no.
We need to walk into where it's getting washed.
Like I said, he said we had to talk to a red vest. So then I'm like looking around. I'm like, I don't see anybody wearing a red vest. I finally see one guy who's wearing one. And I explained to him, like, we literally just dropped it off. It's in the back seat.
Yeah.
And he says the same thing. Oh, Overflow. And I'm like, what is Overflow?
Right.
And he's like, you guys keep saying it, but you're not telling me what it is.
And I had mentioned, I said, did they wash the car already?
Well, he said it's, Overflow, to let everybody know, is like an off-site, like we have too many cars here.
Yeah.
Like you have to drive away from the airport to wherever this is. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't be at Overflow.
Right.
So then Tony says they have an on-site car wash.
Yeah.
So he's like, did you guys send the car to get washed? And he's like, we can check. And then
let's go.
We're looking, and it's a gray Kia Forte. And I'm like, here's a Kia Forte. And I look in the back seat, and I'm like, nothing. And I'm like, is it not this one? It has to be this one.
It has to be.
So I'm like, there's no way. I don't see another Kia Forte. It looks just like the one we had, but my stuff's not in the back. So then we see the guy running the car wash, and the red vest guy is like, hey, man, did you get a black backpack? And I had corrected him because I just told him. I'm like, it's red. So I yell. I'm like, red backpack.
Right.
And then immediately he just goes, and I'm like, that's it. Oh, my God.
Same one, no?
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, it's right there.
Damn, you're telling me they missed that backpack?
Well, no, the guy just got the color wrong.
Yeah, he's got the color
And so the car wash guy was confused. He's like, no black backpack. And then that's why I was like, red. I just told you red. And then he's like, right there. And I'm like, that's it. And then grab it. And my camera also wasn't in the backpack. It was in the seat. Yeah. So he's like, there was a camera with it. I just put it in the backpack. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I immediately look. I'm like, okay, he did.
I bet you guys jetted immediately back.
I mean, we still had 35 minutes once we got through. So, till boarding, not till takeoff.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, all right, like, damn, that sucked. That was stressful, but we're chilling now. Like, we're fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, so many technology problems that I could have got upset with and let it ruin the trip, but all of them got resolved.
Yeah.
Phone is already fixed.
Yeah.
I just bought new headphones. I wasn't going to go through the trouble of like lost and found at LAX. I'm like, I'll just buy some new ones. And then
bag was returned. With everything in it.
And then one other thing that happened during the hotel rooms, my camera battery charger.
Yeah.
Since we switched rooms from a single bed to a double bed, I forgot that plugged into the wall in the first room.
Oh man.
And so, but I realized it in the same day. It was later in the same day, but it was still the same day. So I was like, I don't think anybody's taken our room yet. And when we moved out, it was like 3 p.m. switching. So I was like, the check-in hours are usually early, so somebody would have had to have taken it the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, man. And we had made friends with the desk people, and I was like, hopefully they're still down there, like 2 of them. And I go down there, brand new guy that we haven't talked to, and I'm like, damn it. And so
that's the worst, bro.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, man, we moved out of our room to another room at like 3 p.m. It's like 12 p.m. or a.m., midnight. Yeah. And so it's been like 9 hours. I'm like, I explained the whole thing to him. I'm like, I know exactly where it is. I know you're going to say you're going to look for it, but it's in like a very niche spot. Like it's in a very small spot. And so he's like, let me check our lost and found. Goes in the lost and found. Yeah, it's not there. I'll go up and I'll look for you. And I'm like, no, just like you want that satisfaction to be like, if it's not there, I need to see that it's not there with my own eyes, because I don't believe it until I see it.
And then plus, you know exactly. Like,
Yeah, I know exactly where. And I told him that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know exactly where it is. And then he's like, oh, okay. And he closes the employee door and he goes up his own special elevator, I assume, that's in that room. And I'm like, oh my God. And then he comes back and he's like, yeah, I didn't see it in there, dude. And he's like, what's the latest I can call you? And I'm like, 1:30. I'll probably be able to stay up till then. And then never get a call. And then I go back down the next day. Our friends that we've made are working again. And I'm like, okay, this is better. And
But didn't they have the do not disturb sign on there? Cause we were
oh,
just
yeah.
knock on
So
the
I was
door.
like, before I even go talk to them, let me just go to 511 and see if anybody's in it. Just knock and see if somebody opens the door. They have the do not disturb little placard on the handle. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So then Tony's like, just watch this. And then he just goes on their door.
and just
anyways, we just go to the elevator, and then we hear the door open when we're waiting. And I'm like, damn, this elevator's taking for fucking ever. And then we go down there, and as we're explaining like what happened to the employees we already know, they got a call while we were talking to them. And I'm like, don't tell me this is 511 being like, somebody just knocked on our door.
Someone playing Ding Dong Dish here.
And then, so as he's explaining it to me, he's like, yeah, I texted our handmaiden, our main one. And I'm like, can you just call her? Why are we texting? This is a business.
Call,
like, I can we not wait around?
Yeah.
Like, and then, as he's like saying like, yeah, I've texted her, like, hopefully she will have it. And I'm like, oh my God. As he's saying that, elevator opens, she walks out, he points, and she's like, this one? And I'm like,
boom,
that's the one.
All that.
so
Just for,
everything worked out.
Literally, I was like, I know it's in this hotel.
Yeah.
I didn't take it anywhere else. It's in this hotel. Unless one of you is stealing it and you're not saying anything, it's in this hotel. So, but yeah, every technology problem I ran into was resolved.
I'm glad everything got resolved. Out of 10 cowboy hats, what would you give it?
I'll give it an 8. It'd be a 10 if I didn't run into those problems. But like I said, I didn't let it ruin the trip, but they were just annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
Tony T, how many cowboy hats would you
I would
give?
give it 9.5.
Yeah.
9.5,
9.5.
yeah.
9.5.
Yeah, I'll give it 9.5.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'll also give some of that knock because of the weather. I can't do 90 plus every single day.
No, no. But all in all, it was a great trip, man.
Yeah.
It's cool to, like I was telling Austin, it's cool to just experience things with your
Yep.
friends and
That's why I'm always rallying for homies whenever I travel.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on,
yeah, and
do it.
And like I was telling him earlier, it's just, you know, it's always good when you can share your blessings with others. Of course, that's why I love giving back to people. It's just like, hey, if I eat steak, we all eat steak. It's just like, hey, let's go, let's, yeah, that's my friend, Neil, but why can't it be your friend as well?
Yeah.
And just,
Like Tori, I say from this trip would be the perfect example.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
'cause they hit it off.
Yeah.
They hit it off. And it was just a great time, man. It's
Yeah.
just like, and the best thing is, you're connecting other good people with good people, and that makes good people.
And like you said in the editing room in there at Tori's place, when you start getting older, you only want to meet smarter people.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get dumber.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I always, you only get smarter hanging around with smarter people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just good to take these trips and,
And when we say that it doesn't just mean like intellectually, like just as a person.
right.
Like Tory Hunter isn't like awesome guy, but like not like Albert Einstein. We don't mean like
Right.
that. Like he's smart in the fact that he's helping people. He's a good person, helping his community. That's a smart guy right there. That's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Knows what he wants, knows how he wants it done, and knows how to keep his family and his friends moving along with him and help others along the way.
Yeah. And you can always learn something from anyone you meet, you know. But it's just
You don't want the people that are gonna be the chain with the ball tied to your leg. You don't want to have to drag them.
You don't want stragglers with you for sure.
Yep.
and then like you just treat people the way you want to be treated. I always tell people,
Simple as that.
no one's above common courtesy.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you live by those things, man, and just just enjoy life, man, because it's short.
Yeah,
It's short.
If you gotta cut, if you gotta,
this year already passed by.
I
bro.
know we're already in September,
We're already
almost
gonna be in
October. But yeah, I mean, and if you got to cut people like that out of your life, it'll suck.
hurts.
I've had to do it recently, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, it
hurts,
sucks
bro.
because there's people you've cared for, but you're just like, I'm going nowhere. Like it,
Yeah.
I can't really. I'm trying to keep pushing my life forward, trying to do things, and
Yeah.
with
Hang
some-
around people
with
that's
some-
going to
yeah,
uplift you.
exactly.
You know, you don't need haters in your
Mhm.
life, man. It's
Yep.
just like if you can't support me and I support you, and
No matter what you say, it'll get back somehow.
oh yeah,
I've heard people
oh yeah,
talking some smack. You don't think I'm hearing it, but I got ears.
yeah.
Not just mine. I got friends.
And that's just all out of jealousy, man.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
So
Sure.
there you go. And then I don't say anything to them. I don't need to. I'm like, you want to be like that? I'm gonna do my thing.
Just let
But
your work-
remember-
let your- let
but
your work speak for
remember-
yourself.
But remember, I believe in karma,
Yep.
and it's just
Mhm.
like you think that you're getting away, whatever you think you're getting away with, and acting all funny ways, and
It'll come back to bite you.
it'll come back and bite you. So.
Yep. Well, that was a great episode. Talking about the vacation, some life lessons.
I'm glad to be back, bro.
I know.
I was missing spending my time with you.
Yeah, I know. It felt weird not having you for 2 episodes. We'll get back into the normal groove of things.
Oh,
Get the podcast all refreshed, 2 cameras. Hopefully, a guest. We're gonna start dipping our toes into content creators. We started with Disarm. I got plenty more, a handful that I can reach out to, and me and MOBO will discuss that. And yeah, thank you, Tony, for talking about Texas with me, and MOBO
Anytime,
for
bro.
sharing Monaco with us.
Thank you.
So yeah, and Tony, we're gonna have you sign this flag too. This is for all the guests that join us.
Let's sign it.
Go for it
Alright,
right now.
alright.
We'll do it right now as we do the outro. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
remember that we upload the Spotify on Thursdays at 2 p.m. And for those YouTube viewers, we upload on Fridays at 2 p.m. as well. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, share to all your friends, everybody you know. Get the word out, guys. We love making this for you. And, I mean, Austin, give him a nice little deuce right in front of the camera right there. There it is. Ah, the boys are back, baby.
What episode is next?
38.
7.
37. I'll get it next time, guys. Later.